Hello there, Picrew. What is it? Why is it? How can I make my own? What is a Picrew? A Picrew is basically a little character designing thingy. So you go to this website, you think, oh, this one looks cute. Click on it, it loads. It may take a long while, it may not. One does never know how long it takes. You can already see this is what a finished thing could look like. You have the infos, what the creator said. You click on OK. You can change the skin color. You can pick ears, eyes, eye shines, the nose, the mouth, everything the creator will give you the option to create. You can click on a randomizer. You get a random crazy creation, and if you're happy with it, you click on the green little thingy. This thingy pops up, just meaning, well, shit is being created, obviously. This may take a while, it may not. Usually it doesn't take so long. I don't know why it's taking so long right now. It just wants to take a while. I just want to show you. So, ta-da, there is the finished thingy. You click this button, then it downloads it. You can share it, and if you click this, you get back to the creator. Now you're thinking, well, how do I make my own? I'm an artist. I would love to make that. You go back to the website. You click just up there. From here you see, everything is Japanese. You don't understand Japanese. Well, maybe you have Chrome and you have an automatic translator. I do not. I use Firefox, so I am completely dependent on Google Translate. But the thing is, you click down here, or you can click up there as well, I think. Then you get to this page where you can log in or you can register. I can just log in real quick. That's the wrong email address. If it doesn't work, if one email doesn't work, try a different one. Make a new one. So my Gmail worked for me, other one didn't work. You get to this website, it looks a little different because I already have made a Picrew. So you click on this. This here is the name of the Picrew. We just name it the Picrew. Just select the left one. It's fine. The green button is always the OK button. You get on this website. First things first, you're getting overwhelmed. You're thinking, what is this? What is any of this? I don't understand. Same. But what we first want to do is the Picrew thingies right here. You can change the name, this is the description, you can add tags like LGBTQ or girl, boy, all that stuff. This right here is for, I think this is the commercial usage. Here you can upload the icon of your Picrew. This down here are the random buttons. For this one we just want to have the left one selected. You click OK, it saves. Right now it doesn't save because I don't have a description added, obviously. The right button is always back, the red button is delete. Pretty self-explanatory. Now let's go back to my Picrew, because with it I can show you better what the finished thing looks like. See here, create a name, the description long. I would recommend always to put a Japanese description, even though if it's only Google Translate, better than nothing. The user base of Picrew is largely Japanese, the website is in Japanese. It's just polite thing to do, to put a Japanese description, even though you're English or whatever else language you are. Right, these thingies are the commercial usage, it's non-profit, stuff like that. The first and the last one, tick those, you're good to go. I only have one randomizer button on because I have, well, we're gonna explain that later. And just, these are my settings. if you want to use these, you can. I don't mind. So obviously mine looks a lot different already. You have everything filled out already. So we have this thingy here. We have that thingy here. This on the left is all this, just smaller. We go back to the empty one. We're gonna go back and forth a little. This is gonna probably tell you what it does. I cannot tell you what it does. I cannot translate this for you. Just if you want to know what it says, just copy paste this into Google Translate. It'll tell you roughly what it is. But this is basically the parts. So what we saw in the Picrew, the parts is the body, the ears, the eyes, the clothes, the hair, all that. So you click on this little green button, you name your thingy, just select the left button, that's wonderful, good to go. And bam, already it looks like mine, just less colorful and empty. So now we have the body part. You can add as many parts as you want. I don't know how many. A lot. It's just the more parts you have, the more you have to make, obviously. But like, you won't get under 10. Trust me, 10 is pretty. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I have like 20, 30, 40 things. So with the plus button we get more, and we can make like the bangs of the hair. Alone we can make the back of the hair. So you have the parts of your hair. I just want a couple so I can show you better. So with the left button, the little plus here, obviously that's add more. The right button, if you click that, you can sort these. This is just for yourself. This is just for organizing purposes. So it doesn't matter in what order these are. But then we go over here. These are the layers. If you're an artist, your art program, it do be having layers. So you can already guess what this does. This right button over here, you cannot see that because I am not very smart in what I do. There we go. This button over here, it brings up this window. And this is where you sort your layers. So you want the bangs to be above the body. You want the back hair to be behind the body, for example. Then you click the green button, confirm. There we go. Now we have the empty shells of everything. Now you wonder, well, but how do I make something? Easy. You have the body here. You click on the bottom button, this one. This is the edit button. You come on this screen. Now you can already see some things which are pretty self-explanatory because they're pictures. You have these moving pictures, the resize, the rotating. You have things up here, you have things down there. So let's start with this big boy up here. You click on the green button, obviously that's the editing button. You can rename the part, you can upload the icon. I can show you that real quick. I have a whole folder, the icon buttons are these thingies. These are just the parts which you can see what they are, obviously. So for the body, for example, I have made this one. Always have the same shape, but I marked in red what it is. So we upload this. This one is just if it appears or not, I'm pretty sure. This one is if you allow to have a non-option. So if you have this, you can say I don't want anybody, and if you say this, you're gonna be forced to have a body. And you see some options disappear. This is where your Picrew starts. So when you click on new Picrew, let me just open anyone. So this is mine. So if you open a Picrew, and let it load. Sadly, it usually takes a while for most people it takes a while. So as you can see, there's no X option here, but if you click here, there's an X option. That's what this is. This is no X, this is have an X. And these mean if you have this, you click on something, it starts on the first option off of the X. And if you click the other one, this one, it says it doesn't start on anything. As you can see, these are all the parts that we have and have the icons for. Now these are all the options. These three are the moving options: up and down, left and right, rotating. Here is how far they move. So these will move 2 pixels per click. This is how often they can click on it. 5 is never enough. Mine all have 25 because it's quick to type, and I wanted to give people a lot of options. So I have just made everything 25, and now you could move the body left, right, up, down. You don't want that obviously because it's a body. This one is a resizing one, and you can say how much bigger and how much smaller you want it to have. I haven't figured out how this one works though. I can show you with my own Picrew. Well, I don't know if I can actually, but yeah, if you resize it, if you allow this option, it will in your Picrew, it will all appear in the upper left corner, everything you're allowed to resize, and I don't know how to fix that. So just don't allow the resizing option or fiddle around with, I think, these settings here until, well, it works. So after this, just click OK. If you allowed anything, these will be orange, so you see, these are activated. Next we have down here, obviously we can already see this is a color. The green button, obviously editing. So you just pick whatever color you think is the skin color. So we have white. You can click the big plus button and say, okay, I want a gray skin. Pick that. You can click it again and be like, okay, I want this skin color. And they will all appear there. And what I did is took a screen cap of these to have the exact same colors. You don't have to do that. Just approximately the same colors you will have in your Picrew are enough, just so that people don't click on a red skin color and suddenly it's green. Now you have these colors. Perfect. Now we are scrolling back up. We see we are on this option currently. Now we want to go to this option. Then this is the items. So as we have seen, there are like a million different options for just the banks, for example, or body types. This is where you'll do that. So when we click on this one, this image here is the preview icon, and these are the different color options. So we click on this one. We can click on this one to upload one. We can go to mine just to show you what it is. This is my bodies. These are all the skin colors I have. So as a preview option, let's say I want this dark color. Now we have these two options. It will always be first stuck on the right one. This just means that it will be basically the full resolution, and if you click this one, it will cut away, it will crop the picture, everything that's transparent until there's nothing transparent anymore. So for big things like the body shape, for clothing items, everything that's big, you do not have to use the zoom in options. So this is now our little preview icon. Now we can click on the skin colors and just upload the skin colors. And as you can see, everything needs to be its own file. It's annoying. You have to recolor 100 items in 20,000 different colors. It sucks. It's so much work. But hey, it'll be worth it. So once you're done with that, we can just move on, go back to the, either you click up here on the name of your Picrew, or you see on the left here you have all the items. You just click on the little cogwheel and you're getting on the same screen as before. So let's say, well, I want 3 different bang options, but I only have 1. How do I add more? Well, you may already have spotted the little green plus button right up here. You just click on that. Here you can say how many more you want to add. So we already have 1, so we want to add 2 more because we want 3. Here it just says that you can have 50 options in one item part, in one part. So here you go, now we have all these. And now you say, well, I already drew my 3 options and I already recolored everything. But do I have to click each and everything, single thing on its own? No, you don't. You just click up here on the right and you get to a mass uploader. So up here you have these 2 options, the left one and the right one. The right one is for the preview items. You have these things again, the not zoom in and the zoom in, that's what I call them. And if you click on this, you can then go and pick out whatever you want to upload. We are on hair currently, so let's go to bangs. You want to sort everything you make into the different color options and not the options. So everything is sorted by color. So we want to pick for the preview items, let's say the blonde item. We see, I have 30 different options. Since we only have 3, we can only pick 3, and they need to be numbered. Either like I have with just simple numbers, or you can add 001, 002. That's also acceptable. The program will accept that. The thing why it needs to be numbered is because it will sort the number item to, well, the number of the item. So we can add these 3. We want these to zoom in, and then we just click on this upload button. It uploads, done. Now for the color options, it's the same thing. These are the color options. Here you will see the different colors. You just click on it, you say, okay, I want these 3 color options. Click OK, it uploads them, and then we can go back up here to our items, and we see, aha, there they are. This is the result of the zoomed in. If you want, we can show you the not zoomed in. If we didn't zoom it in, it would look like, well, currently it will also look like this, but in the Picrew itself, if we go to this blue button up here, by the way, I clicked that a couple of times. This is the preview button, so at any part you can have a preview of what your Picrew currently looks like. Real quick, simple. Then we have this body option. Wonderful, it starts on the X because we told it to start on the X. It'll load for each color option and each item option in your preview. That's sadly just how it is. When it's stuck on 99, I just click around widely and it seems to help. So see, now we have these wonderful options for our hair. Just, that was a different website, we don't want to talk about that. So there we go. Here we have advanced settings. I'm not advanced, so I don't know what these do. I couldn't figure out what it means with Google Translate either, but for a beginner you don't need to worry about those. So we want to go back now. We're saying okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go back to my Picrew, because on my Picrew I can show you a bit of further problems that may arrive. So eventually your thing may look like this. You have all your different parts, everything has an icon. You can see with which items you allowed them to be moved or rotated. I haven't figured out how the pushing apart and pushing together thing works. I have no idea, and you can see all my layers. Now you may see that some have not this layer name, which is just Japanese for layer, but it's called hair left over or hair left under. But both is under the item part hair left. So let's go check out hair left so I can show you what it means. So hair left, we can see here we have all my color options. I have a lot of color options. You can have a maximum of 18 colors. So be aware of that when you make your color options. Now over here you can already see these are the layers. Now we have 2 layers for the same item. You're wondering, well, why? Maybe you can already guess what over and under mean. It's just where it's placed. Because as you have been able to see in the layer option, the over is above the colored bangs, the animal ears, and the horns that are behind the ears, behind the bangs. And the other hair left is beneath that. And by now you question, well, how does that work? So when we go to the items, you can see that everything has two color option sprites for each layer. So we have the hair left over and the hair left under. So everything basically for me is beneath the bangs, except for my last options, which are above the bangs. We can look at those in the preview. I can show you that very quick once it loads. What above and behind the bangs means. So we go to the bangs and we say, let's pick this one. Or let's pick these ones. These are the bangs. This is behind. Can pick that as well. My ponytails. So here we have the hair left. So as you can see, when we click these are behind the bangs. They start up behind the bangs, so they are covered by them. And as we know, my last options aren't, so they are above the bangs. That's all it does. That's what above and behind means. Now, what do we need that for, you may ask? Now for the hair, it's not that important. I just did it because it looked weird. But for example, for the clothing, that can be quite important. Because for some clothing options, like I have made 3 different clothing options for layers. So we have an undershirt, we have the shirt above that, which you can not really see except here, or like here we can see it a little bit. And then we have the jackets, which are even above that. And now you ask, well, what do the 2 different layer parts, what are those important for? I have used them. As you can see, we have the same shirts here and here. What is the difference? The difference is that these are all 1 layers, and these are on 2 layers. Which means if I pick this shirt and I put the trench coat, now you can see, there's some ugly clipping happening right here. Or we pick these things. They will all clip on, like the hoodie. They will all be clipping into the collar of the shirt. How do we fix that? We put the collar on its own layer, which means we can put the collar above the layer of the jackets, so that the collar will be over every item that we want to pick. That is what the different layer options are important for. For the uploading part, you can only maximum of 10 things. If you pick more than 10, it will tell you, hey, the maximum is 10. So just select the first 10, the next 10, and so on and so forth. Here you can see the different colors. Just click on it, pick the right color to upload it. You can choose on which layer that will be uploaded. So most things for my clothing options, for example, are the clothes layer, and then the 2 shirts have their colors and their own layer, which in the end will look like this. We have the colors and we have the shirts underneath. And I think basically that's it. It's a whole lot of work. As you can see, I have so many different parts. I have 50 different layers, and the only thing else you have to keep in mind is when you make these things and you add these items, these things, you have a maximum of 500. I have 469 out of 500, so I have a lot of options. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. For some things, like for the background, many people put make just color options. I prefer it when it's all their own options, so you can see what you click when you click it, and you don't have to go through the different color options, especially if you want to make pride flags like I have made. It's just nicer to have oh wait, we still had that open. It's just nicer to have the option to see the flags as their own items instead of having to click a color and click through them until you find the flag that you want to use. Same with these things. You can't see now because I took away the thingy. Same with these things. It's just nicer to have them instead of making them different colors. Plus, well, if you make them different color options, you can't make them different color options. So if you want to make them different colors, you have to make them their own item anyways. I would always recommend to put some sort of credit in. I know Picrews don't often. I would assume Picrews don't get stolen often. It's just better to have, credits right in there and make sure that they cannot get rid of them. I give the option to move it around wherever you want. Well, not wherever you want, but at 4 different places. So it's not in the way fully. Of course, you could crop that out if it's up there. Yes, but one would hope that someone will not do that. Yeah, once you're done, you're just gonna click on the orange button right here. That's the publish button. Here it will show you again the icon you have, the name, the description, and you just click on the orange button again. You click on the blue button, and then it says, hey, it's posted, and you get sent back to this screen. If this video was not helpful enough, or too fast, or too confusing, or anything else, or you want to go more in depth, or you have the website in English and can understand better and don't need someone to tell you what does, I will link down in the description a Picrew tutorial. It's a Google document. It's right this one. It goes very in detail. Their website is just in English, and they crop images quite a lot, and well, you may get confused if your website is in Japanese and you cannot translate the website and use it at the same time, but this goes very in depth. It tells you everything again, and it basically tells you everything I told you, but it's just in a document so you can read it easier. It explains the layers right here. That's how I learned about them, for example. This is how I learned how to make them, and they give a nice example or a better example. They have more things that I don't have. These color palettes, I have no idea what that is, what that means. And probably would have made my life easier with all the different skin colors and stuff. But yeah, I will link this down in the description for everyone to also use if my video wasn't helpful enough. But I hope that it made it a little easier to get into the Picrew Image Creator Thingy and how to make your own, and just kind of explain it a little bit, because while I was searching for things, I didn't find anything on YouTube. Maybe I was just stupid. I found one video, but that person also didn't know what they were doing. So nothing against that person, but you know, when you want to know how do I do this, where you're gonna want to have uh, a good explanation. So yeah, I hope this helped you a little bit. Check the links in the description. I will link my own Picrew as well if you want to do that. If you come from Tumblr or if you have a Tumblr, post it there, tag me in it. I would love to see what you make. And yeah, I hope this helped at least a little bit, or was just interesting to look at, or I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.